While has made her choice for D.C.'s next chief of police, Jeffery Carroll, currently the #2 at MPD, will take over as interim chief January 1st. Carroll takes over at a tumultuous time for the department and the city.
News 4's Mark Segraves broke this story on social media this morning. He joins us now. Mark, I know that you've been reporting that Carroll was the front runner ever since Chief Smith announced her resignation. What does his appointment mean for issues like immigration enforcement and also just the integrity for the department's crime statistics, which have been talked about a lot recently?
Yeah, those are the big questions at today's press conference. Jeff Carroll has risen from a patrol officer to command staff and now chief. There are few jobs in the D.C. Police Department he hasn't held over the past 21 plus years, and he has served as part of the command staff for the past 4 chiefs of police.
I am proud to announce that Jeff Carroll, a 21-year veteran of the Metropolitan Police Department, will be the interim chief of the Metropolitan Police Department. Let's hear it for Jeff.
Jeff Carroll is currently the second in command at MPD, a high-profile figure frequently at crime scenes talking to reporters. Carroll is also one of the few Bowser administration officials who has regularly attended meetings with top White House officials, including Stephen Miller. Carroll joined the force in 2002 and quickly rose through the ranks.
Thank you for being here today. I'm deeply honored and sincerely grateful for the trust you placed in me.
2 of the biggest issues facing Carroll as he takes over will be immigration enforcement and the integrity of crime statistics, which have been recently called into question by 2 separate federal investigations.
We know there's some concerns related to the data, so really focusing on 3 areas of improved training for our officers as it relates to the classifications of crime and how we, how we ensure that we're properly classifying crime. Also, enhancing our policy and technology controls for making changes to classifications.
I asked Carroll if he would make any changes to how D.C. police cooperate with federal immigration enforcement.
I just wanted to kind of take a look at the operations of the police department, kind of see where we're at, and then any decisions about policy changes and things like that, give it a little time with that. We'll continue to work with our federal law enforcement partners.
Because Bowser is not seeking re-election, it's likely the next mayor will name their own chief, raising the question of whether Carroll will go through the normal council confirmation process.
This is a conversation. I have had this conversation with Jeff, and so he recognizes that we have some options for him serving as interim.
So you may not put him up for a normal confirmation process?
This is not a normal confirmation process.
Chairman Phil Mendelson tells News 4 he expects Carroll to go through that process, stating, "I'd like there to be a permanent chief as quickly as possible, but they absolutely need to go through the confirmation process first. I think it's a bad approach otherwise. We should be trying to come up with the best chief possible, and we want them to be in the position for a long time. Stability has a benefit in reducing crime." Another focus for Carroll will be restoring the public's trust in MPD, which has been fractured because of the immigration enforcement. He'll also have to attend to the morale of the more than 3,000 MPD officers.
We're here to build trust and to work with people. We don't want anyone to feel scared or fearful to contact the police if they're a victim of a crime, if they need police services. So I urge them to continue to reach out to us, to work with us. I know there's been a lot of things said in the media publicly about immigration enforcement. MPD is here to work with the community to keep us all safe, retain more people.
Now, noticeably absent from today's announcement was the current chief, Pam Smith. One of the big takeaways from the press conference that's sure to set up a battle between the mayor and the council. D.C. law requires that the chief be confirmed by the council within 180 days of being nominated. Mayor Bowser would not commit to having Carroll go through that legally required confirmation process. You heard her responding to my question, saying because of the unique timing of this appointment, Bowser with only 1 year left and whoever is elected as the next mayor likely bringing in their own chief, indicating that she was going to try to find a way around the confirmation process. That also leaves open the possibility that Carroll, who lives in Calvert County in southern Maryland, might not move into the city, which is also a legal requirement once he's confirmed.
Interesting, Mark. There were a lot of questions about the 2 federal investigations and allegations that Chief Smith pressured commanders and others to misclassify certain crimes in order to show a decrease in violent crime. We heard from Carroll about it. What did the mayor have to say about that?
Yeah, so Carroll, in addition to what he said in our report, he also said that he's going to set up an internal auditing system to make sure that crimes are not improperly misclassified. But when our Paul Wagner was trying to pressure Carroll on this very question, Mayor Bowser interrupted, took the microphone, and said that she has actually now asked the D.C. Inspector General to step in to do his own review of both of the federal reports about their accuracy and matching D.C.'s data to the federal data. So now you're going to have internal audits the MPD is going to do, and you're going to have a D.C. Inspector General now launching his own investigation into the federal investigations.
Multiples here.
So many layers looking at this. But the mayor continues to push back on those two federal reports that we talked about earlier this week.
Can I ask you a question real quick about Jeffery Carroll? I'm just curious, have you heard anything, what do the rank and file, what do community leaders think of him? Have you heard anything about what their thoughts are?
Look, I've known Assistant Chief Carroll for a lot of years, for more than 15 years. I will tell you that as a public figure, he's pretty accessible. Today was actually the first day that he didn't pick up when I called him on his cell phone. He laughed about it after the press conference with me that he knew I wasn't going to be able to pick it up. He's very well liked and well respected amongst the rank and file. The union put out a statement, and this union has been, the police union has been very critical of the mayor and of Chief Smith and of these federal investigations, supportive actually of the federal investigations. The union put out a statement today supportive of Chief Carroll and saying that they're optimistic and look forward to working with him.
And he came up through the ranks.
He did, yes.
All right.
Yep.
Mark, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark.